Social media, the nice thing about it, it allows us to hear from our customers and respond very, very quickly. It's a real good chance for us to connect with our customers like never before.
Hi, I'm Bruno Aziza, and today I'm meeting with Dan Anderson. Dan, thank you very much.
Thanks, Bruno. Good to talk with you.
Good to talk to you too. You are the man for social media at T-Mobile. You look at emerging media as well as everything from Twitter and Facebook. Just to give you some stats, Dan is the person that grew Twitter account for T-Mobile from 3,000 to 97,000 in a year. You did the same thing with Facebook from 15,000 to 270,000 people on Facebook for T-Mobile. So you definitely know how the social media space works. Tell us how the issues of social media and telecommunication relate to each other. How in your space social media is being used.
Well, we have a very active fan base using their mobile devices because of just the nature of our business. So a lot of people are giving us feedback using social media kind of in real time, what they're experiencing. So for us, it's an early warning system as a customer service channel. So are we hearing feedback on their network performance, about their device itself? Is there things they want to know? There's questions as people are getting more advanced smartphones and maybe don't know all the features. They'll ask us, how do I set this feature on here? How do I access this? And so we're able to not only help educate customers about how to get the most out of the devices, but get an early look at, are there brewing issues that maybe we can address internally and fix that for our broader customer base.
So social media really has created this new channel for customers to reach out to the company that they're a customer of and then, I guess, bubble up some issues. Now you talk about crisis management or you talk about customer support. Give us a couple of examples, maybe an example of this lady that had an unfortunate incident with her phone.
Yeah, social media, the nice thing about it, it allows us to hear from our customers and respond very, very quickly. And some of the things that I do is I really watch for people that are influential in the space or that maybe have, because of what they're saying, it's just creating kind of ripple effect on the community. And there was one day as I was leaving my office, I saw on the phone, I was looking at it in the elevator, and just in the time it took me from the, coming down the building, going down to the parking garage, I quickly saw that there was a woman nearby that had a good following and had talked, just kind of randomly said, oh my goodness, I dropped my phone in the toilet, accidentally flushed it, what am I gonna do? And all of her friends and fans were commenting saying, what a horrible situation for someone who's that active on social media to be without a smartphone, and just kind of commiserating on that. And because of just Twitter and being able to respond quickly, I was able to respond to her, help address that, sent her a private message, got her address, and before I even got to my car to drive home, had it resolved that, hey, we're going to mail out a new phone to you overnight and get you taken care of. So it's a real good chance for us to connect with our customers like never before.
So this is a great example how, as a CIO, you can think how social media can be used to support your customers better. Now, with millions of customers out there, I'm sure you have a very large team to take care of those supporting issues.
Right, and some of it's very specialized where, like my role maybe is more of a marketer to make sure that we have those branded messages, and for crisis communications that we have a good voice and we're responding appropriately.
Yeah.
For things that, maybe it's not my technical expertise on how to respond to some real technical issues of pricing or something, we have a whole team of moderators out of our Albuquerque call center that they're more geared for that customer support. They have the accounts on our systems, and they can respond and actually manage that in real time. And we're finding more and more that there's a cost savings with that it's less expensive to have somebody respond over Twitter than to staff a call center and handle the calls that way. So we're finding a real value in having that infrastructure than having to rely on existing ways.
But to be clear for our audience here, what we're talking about is not changing the way you support your customers. This is really, Dan, really the tip of the iceberg, and you're in touch with the market. You've got great ears for what's going on.
Right.
And then the rest of the company is really well plugged into social media, so they know how to respond with issues like this. I think there's a real opportunity for CIOs out there to plug in your external listening systems like a Twitter, like a Facebook, into your internal systems. So you can figure out if this person is in Las Vegas, for instance, well, who's the rep in Las Vegas, so then you can go and interact with them and so forth. So you can make that that chain go much faster.
Especially think of like a sales perspective. We actively monitor and listen for people talking about switching from one carrier to the other, and we'll interact. Well, wouldn't it be great if there was a way not only to see that, but then to respond and say, why don't you go talk to Bob at this store, and here's the address, and to have a system that would allow you to connect people internally at local, and that would be a great thing to have.
There's also a great best practice that you talked about, which is the types of alerts that you get from people that are influential. And we have a great show you should go take a look at with Clout, which is an index for influence, but you also have your own methodology you've built specifically for your company. Tell us how you think about it and how you bubble up kind of those messages from people that matter, really.
Yeah, we look at two things, primarily the number of followers that they have, because that kind of has their impact, but there are people who maybe don't have as many followers, that just the amount of their fans, how they engage, that the number of retweets and replies to the comments, we have systems set up to watch for that, because somebody who maybe only has a couple thousand followers, they have so much interaction and it's having such a ripple effect in their community that it's things that we really watch out for to get on top of those issues quickly.
So of course there are best practices and there are standards out there, but you also need to find a formula that works for you. Now technology is a great way to enable you to scale and solve these big problems. In fact, we showed you an application we're going to make available for all of you, which is this Excel application allows us to take a look at Twitter data. You've used it and you've taken a look at it. Can you tell us a little bit about how you feel about it and how you'd use it?
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting because it not only allowed you to pull in the data and kind of see it as a scorecard, just a nice dashboard of what's going on, but I like the ability to have that in Excel. It's something I use every day, and that way I can slice and dice the data as I'd want to really drill into it. And that's something I haven't found with any other tool, so it's really great to see that this offered it. That's
great. Well, we're happy that you're liking it, and we're going to be excited to hear back from you as well. If you want to continue the conversation with Dan, there are quite a few places they can go to. What's the fastest way to get access to you?
Hey, I'm on Twitter. It's at Dan Anderson. Or, hey, always follow us on T-Mobile. It's at T-Mobile.
Dan, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for your time. Good to talk with you.
Until next time, I'm Bruno Ziza.